Alright, let's talk about the art of shutting the fuck up. Now, before I get into this video though, I do want to say, obviously I know it's been a while since I've recorded a Tuesday Talk, and I'll explain why that's been kind of in the midst of the videos. Just a little bit towards the end though, it'll be a little bit towards the end. But anyways, what is good, y'all? Welcome back to another video, man. As y'all can see, the intro is a little bit different. I haven't referred to y'all as CDC. CDC is going to be more particular to my gaming channel. So this channel, I'm not sure what I'm gonna call y'all, but y'all know what it is. Y'all know, like, you know, most of y'all CDC anyways. I mean, I really don't even have to sugarcoat it or like change up anything. Most of y'all is CDC anyways, because y'all met me or y'all have been here since I had CDC as like the primary, you know, group, not group, but like the primary, you know, name for the community. But anyways, so yeah, I want to talk about, first, going into things. I do want to say that this video is a more personal video. It's really a video for me to just watch back for myself, but I'm recording it and uploading it because I want people to be able to watch it as well. You know, this might be advice somebody else needs to hear. This might be advice that somebody else needs to look back on one day, like myself, just to remind them, you know, like, yeah, there might be some stuff in here basically that like y'all want to hear as well. That's the reason why I'm recording these up. But to get into everything, the art of shutting the fuck up. Damn train. Oh my goodness. Hopefully y'all can hear me well. Let me make sure. I can't really see that well. Okay, y'all can hear me. Cool. Alright. This tiny screen, man. I wish I had a monitor so I could just monitor everything, but it's fine. Anyways, so the art of shutting the fuck up, man. What does that mean? Why am I making the video about it? Why is it important? First of all, let's go into what it means. So what it means is to know when it's time to just stop talking, but also knowing that not everything needs to be said, or knowing sometimes you just don't need to say anything at all, you know? Because like, I feel like as humans, we have this initial urge to just say stuff out of spontaneous, you know, like just sporadic ability, you know, like it's just like right then and there, instantaneous type of, you know, extemporaneous, whatever word you want to use, they all mean the same thing. Point being is that we have an urge to need to just say stuff instead of sitting back and thinking about it, you know, and it ends up going back in our faces sometimes, you know. I've had a few situations as of recently and in the past, you know, obviously in the past, there's today, and, you know, nothing really like that has happened. But point being is I've had a few situations where I've said stuff spontaneously without really even thinking about it. Or I'll say stuff out of anxiety. And so with that, I'm just going to talk like I'm talking to myself. When you say things out of anxiety, you're not speaking out of a real place of you, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys also deal with anxiety, but I really do have bad anxiety at times. And it comes from my want to just have a good future, you know? Like, we obviously don't control the future, so that's something else I'm learning to let go of is, you know, the want to control things. I'm learning to let go of that. Because at the end of the day, it's not in my willpower to control those things. It's not in my, you know, power. It's just not in my power. It's not in my book, you know, cards to control things, obviously. The best thing that we can do is just take the actions that are necessary to get to the next level to where we want to be. But at the end of the day, it's not in my power. And that's just one thing that I had to realize. And I still have, it's a lesson that I knew, but it's a lesson that I have to keep relearning. And going back to what I was saying about anxiety, when you're having anxiety and really just like overstimulating, overthinking moments, sometimes you'll say things out of like confusion or just like you just say shit that you don't even really mean, bro. And it's one of those things where you sit back and you think about it and it's just like, damn, or you'll do something, you know, and you're just like, damn, why did I do that? You know, it's not what you're feeling when you're calm. It's the thing that you like convince yourself to do when you're overthinking. And it's like, again, going back to what I said, why did I do that? Like, why did I think or say this thing or do this thing? And I'm just like, that wasn't even me this whole time. Like, that wasn't even me. And it's like, it's you, yes, but it's a part of you that just worries. It's a part of you that thinks into things that aren't even in reality yet, or at all, or won't ever be in reality. And so, like, it's really because you care that you do these things. It's because you care. And I feel like that's the good side, or that's the benefit, or not benefit, that's the good thing to know when it comes down to anxiety. Because you care so much, you overthink and do all these different things. Obviously, anxiety is not a good thing overall. But my point is just that you care. You're able to feel this emotion because you care. And so it's one of those things where you have to sit back before you do something, before you think about, or not think about, before you say something, before you do something, and that's one of the things that's really hard to think about or even act on when you're having anxiety. But I'll say this, there's one quote that always sticks with me, even in my anxious moments. It's action alleviates anxiety, Now, that's kind of ironic because when you are anxious and when you are having these overstimulating thoughts and overthinking and this, and that, and the third, it's kind of ironic because you don't want to really take action because you don't know what's going to go down. You don't know how to feel. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. Like, you don't know anything. And so in the midst of not knowing anything, your anxiety is telling you don't do anything, but it's telling you a bunch of different things to do. And so I guess in the midst of that, figuring out what the best move is or the right move to get to the next step, that's where, like, the dilemma came in for me. Because I don't think rationally sometimes whenever I'm having anxiety. I think things that are just far beyond my favor. I think things that are just not the situation, Like, your overthinking anxiety will completely irrationalize whatever situation you're overthinking about. It'll completely irrationalize all of that shit. Like, it'll just trump everything, You'll have a situation that's so good and it's so nice and it's just amazing for yourself in so many different ways. And you overthink it, and it's just like, it's like it talks you out of doing something. And I've had a lot of instances of that in my life where I'm just like overthinking, not wanting to do something, or whatever the case may be, and it ends up, it's like blocking your blessings, basically. It's blocking my blessing, like, and it's so many different scenarios I can think of, even in the past recent months, and I'm just like, damn, I blocked my blessing, that's all I can think is that I blocked my blessing. And it's like, at the end of the day, really, truth be told, what's meant to be will be. But it's also, you just can't help but think that, like, if you didn't overthink, if you didn't do this thing, then things probably would have been okay, and you could have been, and you could have had the clarity that you were looking for. But because you weren't patient, because you weren't able to even just proceed forward in a way that was beneficial, instead of just completely blocking your blessing and blocking everything out, I just lost my train of thought. Anyways, y'all get the point, man. The point is that anxiety will trick you out of your place. Anxiety will have you feeling like you don't deserve something. It'll have you feeling like you're not ready for something. It'll have you feeling all these different types of ways. And again, this video is really meant for me to watch back to myself, because even right now, me coming up to make this video, I've been in a very, very, like, sad and messed up mental state. I ain't gonna say messed up mental state because that sounds like I'm psychotic. No, I've been in a very sad mental state and stuff like that as of recently, and I'm just like, you know what? I gotta talk about this because I can't keep sitting in my room sad and like, even with my folks, they all telling me like, yo, you sound sad, you don't sound like your happy self, and yada yada yada. And it's like, Yeah, that actually is how it has been for me, man. And it's been a lot, really, to be honest. But it's been a lot. But again, I say all that to say, when you are having those anxious moments, bro, it's important to realize and remember that it's in your head. That is one thing that I wish I told myself, bro. Like, it's in your fucking head. It's not real. None of it's real. And like, I sit and I think back about all the different times where I tricked myself out of my place. And I'm just like, damn, if only I could have realized in that moment that it was in my head, But yeah, that's how it be though. Man. I mean, even with, so as of recently, now, and I'm gonna talk about where I've been, because I feel like I still owe y'all that explanation, obviously. So, and this kind of goes into the why I think it's important to know when to shut the fuck up, or master the art of shutting the fuck up. So, it's been 2 months, almost 3 months since my last Tuesday Talks video. In February, I basically went almost that whole month without Wi-Fi, so it was like I thought I couldn't upload anything, but like looking back on it, if I would have just took my phone and just like vlogged with my phone, I could have made a video for y'all. So that's one of them things I'm also having to learn and deal with, is just stop making excuses, because at the end of the day, there's someone out there who only has a phone who's still making it work, But I guess it's because I'm so used to just using my camera and using what I'm used to, that I made that excuse in my head that I couldn't do it because I didn't have the proper tool. Even though I had my phone, which still had an internet connection. So I mean, again, I could have made something that whole time. But yeah, again, me tricking myself out of my place, But anyways, so yeah, February was just like one of those months. Didn't have Wi-Fi. As far as March was a very, very emotional month for me. That, and I was also out of town, so I didn't really have the mental capacity to be like trying to vlog and upload videos and stuff like that. I did record something though towards the end of my like venture in March. So there's gonna be another video on it. But yeah, so March was just a very emotional month for me, man. And it goes back to what I'm like. It's really part of the reason why I'm making this video, because I feel like everything that happened in March, all the mental strain that I experienced, which really was primarily due to myself, because I put so much pressure on myself. If y'all, like those who know me, you know how I am. You know that I'm a very transparent, open, and honest person. You know that I have, and it kind of goes into knowing when to shut the fuck up, because I do talk a lot sometimes. Sometimes I say too much. Sometimes, I'll say things I probably shouldn't even say at all. But then again, I also think about it like there are some things where I'm glad I'm able to be transparent about it and vulnerable when I need to be, because at the end of the day, it's what helps you grow closer with people, and that's important, man. I don't have a lot of close friends, but the close friends that I do have, I really do cherish and appreciate them. So yeah, it is important to know, like, communication still is an important thing when telling yourself shut the fuck up. Don't just shut the fuck up and not ever talk about anything anymore. Like, no, that's not the point of this whole video. The point of this video is knowing when to shut the fuck up. Knowing when. And when to tell yourself shut the fuck up, because that's another thing. It's like you don't know when to tell yourself to shut the fuck up sometimes. And again, you'll trick yourself out of your place. But anyways, going back to my point, March was a very emotional month for me. So it was like I just didn't have the mental capacity to be doing this. And that's crazy and insane to say looking back at it. I mean, part of the reason, like I said, was because I was on a venture. I was out of town, back at home helping my mom with some shit. I'm just gonna put it like that. So yeah, didn't really have the mental capacity to be doing that, plus vlogging, plus the other stuff I was dealing with. I'm just like, yeah, that's not in my playbook right now. I'm not gonna even worry about the shit. So with that being said, yeah, March was just one of those months. I'm glad everything went the way it did, because now going forward, I understand myself better and how to move. That's the reason why I'm making this video, by the way, is because I feel like I understand myself a little bit better. And it's all a learning thing. Like, it's all learning, bro. I'm like sitting here anxious as I'm like telling y'all this shit. I'm trying to figure out what to say and how to say it, because this is something, like, again, like, I'm going to look back on and I'm going to like tell myself, just watch this video whenever you're feeling anxious or whenever you feel like you might be talking too much or some shit like that, you know? Or making moves that you shouldn't even be making because you haven't been patient, you know? Like, yeah, I have a tendency to do stuff out of impatience, man. That's another thing. I'm like all over the place with these different topics, but y'all gonna find value in it somewhere. So I guess that's another thing I'm trying to tell myself in the midst of doing this. But my impatience, it'll also trick me out of my place sometimes, because I'll end up making moves on things that I haven't really had enough time to thoroughly sit with yet. Like, I don't give myself enough time to experience things. I don't give myself enough grace to learn things, you know, to make those mistakes and do better. And so with that being said, it's very important that in the process of you learning how to shut the fuck up, you also remember to be patient with yourself, because if you're not patient, it'll end up being exactly what it's always been, really, to be honest with you. It's still you finding it hard to shut the fuck up because you don't know how to be patient and sit with situations and let them work themselves out. That's really my whole, like, yeah, that's very important, to say the least. Learning how to sit with situations and let them work themselves out. Because at the end of the day, it's only so much we can do. It's like one of my friends told me, let go and let God. That's something I've really been telling myself a lot, because it's really a lot of things that you don't have control over in your life, you know? And the only thing you really have control over at the end of the day is you. I will say that like that. Let me just say that first. But it's one of those things where it's a lot of things that we want to control because we just want things to work out and go in our favor. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying, like, you'll trick yourself out of your place because you just want things to be right. You care a lot, so it's like you just want things to go right. But in the midst of that, when you're impatient and when you're in a place of you're just thinking so many damn thoughts that you make moves and do shit that you shouldn't even be doing, man, it gets like that, for real. I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm thinking in the midst of me making this video, so y'all can literally see me like in my, you know, state. And I'm sharing this video, and it's kind of a vulnerable video at the same time, because it's letting y'all know, like, this is what it is. There's people coming up here. Oh no, that's not good. Anyways, it's letting y'all know this is what it is. But on that same tick, it's just also very important for y'all to realize that, like, when you are having those moments, you really do have to sit and think. And this goes into, I forgot what the other point. Let me see. Damn. I said, wait, let me think. I said, I can't even remember what I said. I'm gonna have to watch the footage back, bro. Hold on. Oh, shit. All right. So, after watching some of the footage, I realized that I basically did touch up on all the points, but I'm gonna keep yapping just because I feel like there's still a lot that I have to say. I don't even know what all I've said so far. Bro, that's so crazy. It's crazy how the human mind works. But speaking of the human mind, I do want to say that I will say it's normal to feel anxious, because, again, a lot of people don't realize that being anxious is just a sign that you care. It's a sign that you want things to go right. And this is something I'm trying to tell myself. Obviously, because I'm making this video for myself, but y'all can watch it as well. It's something I'm trying to tell myself, because at the end of the day, we're human, you know? We're human. And so in the midst of acknowledging that you're human, you also have to acknowledge that you're going to feel anxious. You're going to have moments and times where you do stupid shit and you're looking at it and you're just like, damn, why did I do that stupid thing? And so, yeah. But I want to say, be patient with yourself. That's very, very fucking important, bro. Be patient with yourself, man. 'Cause at the end of the day, we all do things and act off of emotion. You know, we all do a lot of different shit and act off of emotion. And as important as it is to know how to control your emotions, it's also important to know that when you are feeling something, bro, you gotta feel that shit, man. Like, I ain't gonna need cap. Uh, because I feel like a lot of people will take that and they'll be like, oh, so I just gotta shut my emotions out. No, you gotta do that shit. I'm not telling you to do that. But acknowledge that, you know, you're feeling the type of way that you're feeling, and then, you know, fill it out for like a day. You know, don't let it go into 2 days. But fill it out and then move on, bro. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you're human. You're not perfect. You're not gonna be somebody that's gonna be fucking emotionless. I would I would hope that you're not emotionless. You know, it's better to feel something or feel everything than to feel nothing at all. And so, yeah, just keep that in mind, bro. Keep that in mind, and you'll be alright. Because I feel like another thing that's really normalized nowadays is people distancing themselves from their emotions. They're distancing themselves from being human. You know, uh, that and people are quick to like feel like they're perfect. You know, because they want to feel like they're their best and highest selves. And so what they do is they get delusional. There's a bumblebee right there. Anyways, what they do is they get delusional and they talk to themselves, yada yada yada, hype themselves up, which is cool. That's okay, but don't do it to the point where you feel like you can't improve. Because I feel like that's something that a lot of people do. Even with myself, like I have my moments where I talk so highly of myself that I'll be like, I'm him, you know, like. But at the same time, I don't do it a lot. I will say that, like, it's very very rare that I do that. But it's good for me to be self aware about it because I feel like a lot of people aren't. A lot of people aren't self aware that they do that, where they are. I can't tell. Yes, I am. Okay. Well, anyways, they do that and they realize, or they don't realize, you know, that they're doing those things. And it's narcissistic behavior. That's literally what it is. It's just you being a fucking narcissist. Nobody likes a narcissist, first of all. You can have narcissistic tendencies, but nobody likes a full-on narcissist where like 24/7 that's your fucking personality. Again, we're not perfect. We are gonna have moments where we do like step into our narcissistic ways. But if that's what you do 24/7, bro, I can see why no one would want to be around you. You know? Yeah. So, anyways, going back on topic of the video though, no one want to shut the fuck up, man. Again. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. So it's important. I feel like I really already touched up on why it's important, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's important to know because again, you can block out your blessings, bro. Like on top of that, you can also just you'll put yourself in a place where you start to overthink again and regret shit, you know. And regret is definitely like a horrible fucking feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Because when it goes into like, you know, wanting to control things, I guess. In a sense, it goes into wanting to control things. When you regret things, it's not like a horrible feeling. I'm not saying like it's bad to regret things, but I'm saying this in the sense where you don't want to feel regret, obviously. When you regret something, it's obviously because it's not what you wanted for yourself. You just wanted something different. You know, like the situation that happened, you wanted something different out of that situation. So that's why you regret the shit. You care. You know, it's okay to care. Like I said in this video, it's okay to care. But because you wanted something differently for yourself in that situation that you regret, you can't help but regret it. You know, like you can't help but think about it and regret this shit. And it's so many different things and scenarios that I can think back on now where I'm just like, bro, I wish I would have did this differently. You know, that I wish that I would have that feeling of like, damn, thinking back on what you could have done differently, all that is a sign of regret, bro. And it's
because you care and you just wish you wanted something different for yourself, you know? And sometimes I'll say this as well. In the moment, emotions can feel right, or in the moment your thoughts can feel right, but then in the long run you realize that it's not what you wanted at all, you know. And it goes back into what I was saying, like you do these things out of anxiety, bro. Like, you really do these things out of anxiety. You'll overthink and confuse yourself that you want something when you don't even fucking want that shit, bro. Like it's been so many occasions where I'm sitting and thinking about it. And I'm just like, damn, like I did that. You know, like that's exactly what I did. I confused myself and thought that that was something that I wanted, but the whole time that was not the case, bro. You know, yeah. Uh, but I do want to go ahead and just wrap this video up. I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a longer video. I'm not gonna really cut it up much. I feel like there's not really much to cut out anyways. Um, moving forward though, I want to stay consistent with the channel. You know, my goal obviously is to keep growing the channel. My goal is really to upload more videos. That's really my main goal, bro. Just upload more videos because I look at creators like Mr. Beast and I look at creators like Quan. You know, they don't have. I mean, they have subscriber goals, yes, but their initial philosophy is to upload more videos. And when you think about it as a creator, you're just like, oh, this makes sense because at the end of the day, uploading more videos is what's going to get you to whatever place that you want to be in, whether it's having 1 million subscribers or having 10 million or 20 million, 30, however many fucking subscribers you want, even if it's just something as simple as monetization. Uploading more videos is how you get there. Staying consistent is how you get there as well, because that's something else I'm telling myself now. Like, I need to be more consistent. And again, this video is really for me to watch back, so I'm talking to y'all like I'm talking to myself. Staying consistent is really how you're gonna get there, bro. If you cannot be consistent in content and not overthink your content too, because that's another thing. I feel like a lot of people overthink content. It does not have to be overthought. At the end of the day, content is everything. Like, you can literally I can make content out of talking about the fucking city skyline all damn day. You know, like, why this is my favorite spot in the city. I can literally make content about that. I'm not going to do that, but the point is that you can literally make content out of anything and everything. So, with that being said, if you are a content creator out there and you are getting started in your journey, that is my advice to you. Do not overthink the shit. Get started and get to uploading. But anyways, yeah. So moving forward, that's just really been going to be my main goals, man. Just being consistent and uploading more videos. Because I'm really going to treat this channel that this video is going on as like a like it's my personal brand channel. You know, that's why I didn't refer to y'all as CDC, because for my personal brand, it's not CDC. You know, like CDC is my community. And it's really more so my gaming community, but it's not my personal brand. You know, so what I'll refer to y'all as, that I have no clue. But eventually we'll figure it out. Shit, y'all, I might even let y'all comment some names down below, bro. Just let me know. But anyways, yeah, that's basically all I want to talk about for this video. Again, I don't want to stretch it out too much, because at the end of the day, you know, obviously the video got to end. At the end of the day gotta end. Some shit like that. But anyways, we can stop trying to sound like a fucking wise old man, bro. If y'all enjoyed this video, man, make sure y'all leave a like, comment, share, subscribe for your boy. We are on the way up. Y'all know what it is, man. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you hit that sub button, bro. It'll definitely help me out a lot. And not only that, but make sure you leave a like on the video as well. I don't think I even asked y'all for a like at the beginning of the video. So if you made it this far, leave a like on the video, bro. It helps. It helps a lot. Even with me doing this, like, I was anxious at first going into it. But, so I know what I wanted to say. Going back to my quote, action alleviates anxiety. There's also another saying that I came up with. The action alleviates anxiety, that came from Alex Hermosa. Or that's where I heard it from at first. But this one is discipline deviates depression. And it's important for y'all to remember that being depressed is it's a fucked up emotion, yes, but it's also a state of mind. So with that being said, you have to push yourself outside of your mind, your mental state, and push your body to take action, you know, to do things. Discipline, you know, discipline yourself. Make yourself go do things. And yeah, discipline deviates depression. That's it's quite literally what it says, you know. At the end of the day, if you can discipline yourself to go do certain things, or even to just think outside of a mindset, then you can't really be depressed, you know? Like, that's just how I look at the shit, you know? But yeah, anyways,
So that's gonna be the end of this video. Like I said, man, I appreciate y'all for all watching, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
We up now.
Yeah, we bout to be slipping and sliding. Fighting with Cupid, no, it can get violent. So I up the Nino when I see you driving. Shawty start wildin', I tell her, shh, be quiet. Yeah, I tell her, shh, be quiet. I tell her,